emperor is coming.
Major, what's the delay? Don't they know this is the imperial coach?
Coachman, why are we stopping?
A tree is blocking the road, Major.
Unhitch the team and drag it out of the way.
1,000 pardons. Through the woods, only a short way lies the old road to Paris.
Captain, this woodcutter is a better tactician than you. We'll take his advice.
He's not with us.
It's La Roche. The dragoons.
After them! Kill the peasant swine!
Why didn't you let me finish him, Captain? You got a chest full of medals already.
Wait, Sergeant. It may give us valuable information.
As the Emperor's minister, I shall determine my own court procedure.
Ah, my dear Charles, thank heaven for your providential escape.
Frightful experience,
Pray,
Excellency.
give us details.
It is I who should give thanks, Your Imperial Majesty, that you were not in the carriage yourself. And now, you will excuse us.
Your Majesty's permission?
Excellency. It is customary for an emperor to give the sign for his company to withdraw.
My dear brother, don't let the pose we assume in public turn your overburdened head.
Brother? Half brother.
By sheer accident of birth, you received the illustrious name of Napoleon, while I was born nameless. Unfortunately, you did not inherit your uncle's qualities of greatness. Fortunately for you and our beloved France, I can make up for your shortcomings.
Shortcomings? If you had not impelled me to become emperor, I would still be president of the Republic, beloved by the people. But the measures you instigated have made me an unpopular ruler, even to the point where they plot to take my life. If it was my life and not yours they were after.
Make no mistake about that. If these conspirators are not wiped out, root and branch, a dagger or a bullet is certain to end your days. Mindful of the terrible dangers to which you are exposed, I have prepared an imperial edict for your signature.
An edict?
Read it.
Proclamation.
People of France, whereas an assassination attempt has been made on the life of His Imperial Majesty Louis Napoleon Bonaparte, the law of general security is hereby decreed. All persons suspected of disloyalty will be subject to exile, deportation, or imprisonment without trial.
It should not be necessary to take such extreme measures against the people of France.
The people must be taken by the ears and led as a pot is taken by the handles. The only way to win their respect is to become a great man like Napoleon I. There's much to be accomplished. With the Russian war in Crimea victoriously completed, we can now explore other interesting possibilities.
Captain Renault. Have him come in immediately.
Your Highness, the assassin we arrested attempted to escape and died of saber wounds. But a search of his clothes revealed that his name is Courtelet and that he came from the province of Normandy.
Normandy? Ah. We'll go there immediately, find the leaders of this rebellious movement, and punish them.
Arrest them and bring them here to Paris.
Sweeping dirt from one corner to another is not cleaning house, Your Majesty.
I'm placing Captain Renault and his dragoons at your disposal for this mission. Captain, you are to report directly to me.
If the captain had not been remiss in his duty, I would not have suffered this injury.
And if you had not requested me to follow the advice of a woodcutter, we would...
Come, gentlemen. You must try to be more friendly, inasmuch as you will be spending so much time together.
Your Highness.
Lady Christiane. Lady Christiane, can you tell us, does this mean the liberties we fought for will be taken away from us?
Take care. More soldiers.
Down with Louis Napoleon!
Follow me!
Captain.
What are you doing here, Sergeant?
I'm sorry, Captain. The masked cavalier got away. But we caught his horse, and since you seem to have lost yours, why,
If any one of you mentioned this,
Get back to work.
dictator. Liberty and equality.
Don't lose heart, citizens. The tragic death of Coeur d'Alene and his followers should serve as an inspiration.
Louis Napoleon has turned taxation into a system of shameless robbery. We are bled in every vein. My friends, you all know that I am with you. But as mayor of Varennes, I will be the first to get my head chopped off in case anything goes wrong. I believe the time has come to end these secret meetings and demonstrations. We've had enough conspiracy and terror. Napoleon's rule promises one thing at least. Peace.
Down with the dictator!
Napoleon is a traitor to our flag. He wooed the Republic, and now he has smothered it in his imperial arms.
Citizens, we must give up this senseless struggle.
Give up? Would you give up honor? Would you live under tyranny? We are few in numbers now. But as leaders of our cause, you can rally freedom-loving Frenchmen to join us. Supporters will spring up everywhere. We will give them arms, overthrow Napoleon, and restore the Republic.
Down with Louis Napoleon.
Liberty and equality.
Long live the Republic.
And where is the money coming from? Are you going to face the Emperor's soldiers without pistols, muskets, or swords? Then there's the matter of supplying money for bribes in high places, printing placards, organizing. It is all very well for you, Lady Christiane, but what about the rest of us?
What would you think if I told you I could put my hands on more fabulous wealth than you ever dreamed existed? The treasure of Monte Cristo.
The treasure of Monte Cristo?
Worth a king's ransom, they say.
But how can you get it?
The Count of Monte Cristo was my father's dearest friend. He left him the treasure which my father willed to me.
But the treasure was lost, looted during the Revolution.
That rumor was spread to safeguard the treasure. It was never lost. It still exists and it belongs to me. 2 million Roman crowns, untold number of precious stones, and 13 millions of our money in gold.
I do not wish to doubt your word, your ladyship, but...
Soldiers, the Emperor's dragoons!
The dragoons!
Get out of here!
Mayor, come to the Chateau tonight for dinner. I'll show you proof of what I've said.
I shall be delighted. They say fools prepare feasts and wise men eat them. Who knows, Jacques? Perhaps some of this treasure will fall into our hands.
Madre mia. Querido mio. My darling.
You mean me?
I'll be right down.
Well, what are you gawking at? Dismount! Take your horses to the stable. Captain, I'll see if she's got a friend for you.
Aren't you glad to see me, Capitan?
Oh, of course, Dolores.
Dolores, I am Felice. Have you forgotten already, Paris, the time we spent together?
Oh, how could I ever forget you, Felice? Moonlight over the Champs-Élysées, you in my
There
arms.
was no moon, and there was not the Champs-Élysées.
Oh?
You don't even know who I am. Que pronto me olvidaste.
Moonlight over the Champs-Élysées.
Corporal.
Well, bless my bootleg. Cap! Promise not to run me through, Captain. I'll tell you whose horse I found.
Search the inn.
Go on! David! Follow me.
Innkeeper. Your best rooms for Monsieur Laroche and his aide, Major Nicolay. Also quarters for myself and a squad of dragoons.
Yes, Captain. Yourself and these gentlemen I can accommodate, but all the other rooms are occupied by permanent guests.
Turn them out. We're here on business for the Emperor.
But, quickly, Duval, turn them out. Permit me to introduce myself, Your Excellency. I am Henri Lubeck, Mayor of Varennes. If there's anything else I can do to make your stay in our little village a pleasant one, I shall be honored to serve you.
Why? Bring it over here, my dear. Is there a comfortable chair in the place?
I'm sorry, Excellency, but we are not accustomed to having such distinguished guests.
Exquisite. Captain, my boots.
Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Remove His Excellency's boots.
Me, sir? But you told me to search... Yes.
You comedy simpleton!
Captain, I found in the wine cellar.
Innkeeper! Don't you know that tearing down an imperial proclamation is a crime punishable by death?
No, Excellency. I mean, yes, Excellency, but I know nothing about it. I never saw it before.
Place him under arrest.
But, Excellency, I tell you, I never...
Captain. Have your men questioned everyone in the village?
Yes, sir.
Give him a good grooming, Andre.
Monsieur. Oh, milady. I thought you'd never return. You turned my poor house crosswise.
I don't know how I'd manage, Pepite, without you to do my worrying for me.
Oh, hurry, milady. I told the Marquis half an hour ago you're dressing for dinner.
Of the Emperor's Dragoons broke up the meeting at the inn.
Captain of the Emperor's Dragoons. He must be handsome.
Arrogant is more like it.
You'd be better off using your wits to catch a man than running away from one. I don't need that. But, milady, you must become accustomed to carrying it. How else can you bewitch men's hearts?
Men. That's all you ever think about.
Oh, they must be calling again for you. What is it?
The Marquis is waiting with the Mayor of Varennes. He's becoming impatient.
My mistress will be ready in a moment.
Whoops. I'm afraid that toss gives you the game, Your Lordship.
You're just not up to your usual form.
I can't keep my mind on the game. The magnificence with which Your Lordship has redone the Chateau quite overwhelms me.
Thank you. But I can't take the credit away from Christiane. It was all her idea.
Such luxury.
Luxury? Mm-hmm.
But may I point out that the luxuries of nobility are productive. They nourish the fine arts and useful manufactures, patronize men of science and letters, contribute to the progress of literature, promote the refinements of society, and thus...
uphold the honor and multiply the glories of France.
Good evening, my dear.
Good evening, Your Ladyship.
Good evening, Mayor.
I can even forgive your keeping me waiting. You look so charming.
Oh, but I can't forgive you.
Oh, now, darling, darling. At my age, I'm entitled to a little pleasure in life. I hold with Moliere that he who lives without tobacco has nothing to live for. Now, shall we go into dinner? I'm hungry as a bear.
I have something to show the mayor first. Here it is.
But, Your Ladyship, I have seen this painting many times.
But you haven't seen this.
Christian! What's come over?
The key to the treasure of Monte Cristo.
The Sword of Monte Cristo?
See the damascening on the blade? That's more than a decoration. Concealed in the etching are hidden symbols that will reveal the hiding place of the treasure.
You can interpret these symbols?
No. But my uncle can translate them for me.
At the proper time, yes.
Now is the proper time.
Whatever for?
For France to drive Louis Napoleon out of power.
Christiane, I forbid you to say such things. I've implicit faith in the Emperor. If some of his measures are extreme, it's his advisors who are at fault, not the Emperor. Besides, you know, the treasure was given me to hold in trust. It'll be your dowry when you're married.
You may as well say never. The money is needed now to help the people restore the Republic.
I'm for the people of France as much as anyone, but this idea, why, it's... I'm surprised at you, Christiane.
You're old-fashioned.
Yes, I am. If that means objecting to young ladies having such foolish ideas, we'll have no further discussion of the subject.
I'm inclined to agree with his lordship. There's been enough trouble in France already.
Will you please excuse me for a few moments?
Some sherry, please.
I just saw the captain and some of his dragoons getting off their horses. They're in the courtyard now. Oh, milady, do you think someone's betrayed you?
I don't know, but now is as good a time as any to find out.
Stand aside.
Permit me to introduce myself. Captain Renault of the Emperor's Dragoons. And whom have I the honor of addressing?
I am Lady Christiane.
Charmed, your ladyship.
Didn't you say Captain Renault? Why, then you must be the famous hero of the Crimean War.
Man's reputation is like his shadow, your ladyship. It's often bigger than he is.
Oh, Captain, you're just being modest. I can tell you must be a hero with all those medals.
They were worth fighting for. If only to win the admiration of such a beautiful lady.
Tell me, Captain, you must be here on some very important mission.
I came to see the Marquis.
He's occupied at the moment. I'm his niece. Can I help you?
Thank you, no. It's a matter I must discuss with the Marquis personally.
With me, monsieur?
Your Lordship, I am Captain Renault of the Emperor's Dragoons.
Oh, yes, yes. His Majesty's Dragoons bear an enviable reputation for gallantry, particularly with the ladies. We're honored, Captain. But may I ask the purpose of this visit?
Your Lordship, I am here on official business. Sergeant, it is my unpleasant duty to make an arrest. Mayor, I must ask you to come with us.
Me?
Mayor? But why?
The innkeeper has confessed that the mayor is one of the leaders of the insurrectionists.
That's not true. I'm the staunchest supporter of the law. My record is spotless. This is a gross miscarriage of justice.
Your Lordship, Please forgive this intrusion. Good night.
Now, my dear, see what your impulsive actions can lead to? Christiane, I want you to promise me you'll have no further dealings with these political schemers.
I am innocent, Excellency. Innocent.
Perhaps your death will serve as a warning to the others. Hold him.
Don't, Your Excellency! I can tell you something important. Vitally important. There is a treasure. A vast fortune. It's going to be used to overthrow the government.
What treasure?
Give me your word. My life for the information.
All right, you have it. Now out with it.
These others, can they be trusted?
Go on, speak.
Well then, it's the treasure of Monte Cristo. I have seen it myself. The sword, that is. The Marquis de Montalvo has it. It's in a secret panel behind the painting of his niece.
Get hold of yourself, man. What is all this prattle about?
The Sword of Monte Cristo. It's covered with mysterious symbols that tell the location of the hidden treasure. Only the Marquis knows how to decipher them.
The Marquis. Take him away.
Wait! You promised me my freedom! Captain, make him keep his word!
You're guilty of aiding a conspiracy against the Emperor.
I only learned what they planned at the Chateau!
Hold it!
No! No! I'm loyal to the Emperor! Long live the Empire! Long live Napoleon!
We're going to pay a call on my old friend, the Marquis de Montalvo.
Yes, sir.
And so you see, your lordship, in the mayor's case, I had no other choice. Interesting style. One of Francois Rude's works, isn't it?
Francois Rude was a sculptor, Excellency. This was done by Paul-Jacques Baudry.
Baudry. I can't say he did justice to the perfection of his model.
You have a most flattering tongue.
My niece has been trained from childhood in the art of fencing.
Really? A most unusual art? For a lady?
Well, tell me, what is that, Excellency? Is that one of those new paper cigars?
In Paris, we call them cigarettes.
Ah.
The Emperor himself is a devotee of the novelty.
May I have one?
By all means.
You smoke too much already.
What have we here?
I'm sorry. I do not permit anyone to touch that.
Captain, open the case.
I must insist that you respect the privacy of my domain.
Why? So you can use the treasure of Monte Cristo to overthrow the government?
That's not true.
The mayor admitted everything. Besides, the treasure belongs to France. It was originally the fortune of Cardinal Spada, richest of Roman nobility. In order to protect his vast wealth from being seized by the Borgias, he had it buried on the island of Monte Cristo, where it was found by the self-styled Count of Monte Cristo. But since the island is a French possession, the treasure is the rightful property of France. And in the name of the Emperor, I now lay claim to this sword and the treasure it represents.
Laroche, you are a scoundrel, a common criminal hiding behind the authority of government.
Major, place the Marquis under arrest.
You know the person of the Marquis is inviolable.
But not of a supporter of a rebellious movement against the Emperor.
That's preposterous. The Marquis has never said a word against the government. If you want to know the truth...
I'll do the talking, dear. The truth is you're destroying France. The people are being torn apart. No one has open talk of rebellion. As you please, arrest me. Perhaps that will call the Emperor's attention to your high-handed methods.
We can forget the entire matter if you'll tell me the meaning of these symbols.
I'd rather spend the rest of my life in prison.
An excellent idea, inasmuch as your ancestors built the famous dungeons of Fontainebleau. Captain. He'll change his mind. the meanwhile, we'll make this our headquarters. Lady Christiane, I'm very sorry you could not have been spared this regrettable disturbance.
The Sword of Monte Cristo. Think of the treasure it can unlock.
Not treasure, Major. Power.
Intended having these dungeons filled in. Only proves you should never put things off.
Leave the torch and see that he's provided with drinking water.
Thank you, Captain. I shall be forever indebted to you if you'll send me down my pipe of smoking tobacco. Plenty of friction matches.
A man with a record of plotting against the Emperor is hardly in a position to ask favors.
Progress, Major?
The devil himself couldn't decide of this.
Patience, Major, patience.
Forward.
My boots.
The mind of man has never invented an undecipherable secret writing.
Perhaps it's a system of key words instead of double ciphers. Try combining the symbols in rows of 3, up and down.
Once the treasure is in my control, you'll see Napoleon's most ardent supporters rush to clasp my hand. I'll have them all, royalists and republicans, rich and poor. It's merely a matter of diverting their attention, stirring their patriotic enthusiasm by a foreign war. While I entrench myself in power here in France. I'll throw those insipid aristocrats and boorish peasants out of government office. Fill the council with members of my own choosing. And as for the army, I'll not forget your loyalty, Major. I'll make you an important man. I have in mind appointing you to the Ministry of War.
Thank you, Excellency. Oh, be careful, Excellency.
I didn't spill that wine, you clumsy blockhead.
No, Excellency. Forgive my stupidity. It was I who tipped over the wine bottle.
Don't be so patronizing. You think I'm drunk, don't you? I can drink any commoner like you under the table. Why? Because I'm of noble birth. Who are you? What do you want? Get it! Get that door! Captain, soldier! He stole the sword of Monte Cristo!
Sergeant, take 2 men and search this side of the street. I'll cover the other.
Buenas noches.
Carry on, men. I'll search the inn.
Sergeant, take over my detail.
You promised to come and see me, Capitan.
Carmelita, darling, I'm sorry.
I'm not Carmelita. I am Felice.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I've been very busy.
Yes, I know. Busy making soft eyes at Lady Christiane.
No, my little Spanish dove. I've been trying to catch a masked cavalier. How about a glass of wine?
You may fool others, Capitan, but you do not fool Felice.
Now, just what's on your little Spitfire mind?
You know who the masked cavalier is just as well as Lady Christiane does. Capitan, your wife.
Ever since you left, I've been praying. Thanks, Lafitte, it must have helped. Look, the Sword of Monte Cristo. Someone's at the door. Get rid of them.
Who's there?
Captain Renault.
Go away. My mistress cannot see anyone at this hour.
But I must see her.
I'm sorry, Captain. Good night, monsieur.
Stop it. Captain, what do you mean by breaking into my rooms?
Call off your dog and I'll tell you.
Richelieu, down. Well, Captain, I'm waiting for your explanation.
I'm searching for a masked cavalier who stole the Sword of Monte Cristo.
I can assure you he's not here. Now, please leave.
Ah, don't be too sure about that, your ladyship. He's very clever and elusive. But as long as I'm here, I can promise you the masked cavalier will not appear. So why don't we make the most of the situation and get better acquainted?
Captain, you're not behaving like a gentleman.
Nor you like a lady.
How dare you be so insolent?
You can stop pretending now, your ladyship. You're much more clever with a sword than you are at being demure and coquettish.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Very well. Since you insist on playing the part of outraged innocence, let's see if we can't find something more tangible. Perhaps the dashing cavalier's costume you wear. Or a sword. Maybe even the Sword of Monte Cristo. May take a little time, of course.
Captain, I insist that you leave my rooms at once.
You're in no position to insist on anything.
Is this an example of the dragoon's gallantry?
Ladies deserve every respect. But when they start racing around on horses and engaging in sword play, they are...
Since when am I accountable to you for my actions?
Just what are you trying to accomplish anyway?
You wouldn't understand.
I understand that the wild rebellion you feel in your heart is not against tyranny. It's against yourself for denying your natural womanly instincts.
That's exactly what I'd expect you to think. You're the kind of a person...
You can't get away from me?
So?
I'm willing to forget all about this masked cavalier. Just turn the sword over to me.
And if I don't?
I don't intend to give LaRoche a chance to have me shot as a traitor. As much as I admire you, I have no intention of dying for you. Think it over, your ladyship. Very ingenious, my dear. Never would have thought of looking there.
Wait. We shouldn't fight each other. We're both...
I'm a soldier, and under direct orders of the Emperor.
Somebody has to stop Louis Napoleon's oppression.
LaRoche, yes. But you're wrong about the Emperor. He never would approve of what LaRoche has done.
If that's true, then why doesn't the Emperor remove him?
Perhaps he will. Good night, Lady Christiane.
Captain, isn't that the Sword of Monte Cristo? Where are you taking it?
To the Emperor. I think this entire matter should be laid before him.
Really, Captain? And how did you get the sword?
Well, while my men were searching the village, I doubled back on a chance and met the masked cavalier. We fought. But he's a very clever swordsman and escaped.
Yes, I know. I crossed swords with this masked cavalier myself. However, as the Emperor's minister, I shall continue to be responsible for this matter. Major, I think it's time to relieve the captain and his dragoons.
Detachment of my own troops, the Lancers, are stationed at Boigny. I'll leave immediately and have them here by tomorrow morning.
Your leave for Paris at once. This is a very confidential message.
I understand, Captain. What's your address?
Nothing like that, Sergeant. It's a dispatch to the Emperor.
Yes, sir.
The Marquis, Excellency.
I don't have to tell you. All you need do is decipher these symbols, and you have your freedom.
My niece will gladly turn over the entire treasure, if it means helping the people of France.
Good. That settles the entire matter.
But first, I would insist upon the Emperor appointing a new minister.
A new minister? France would be lost without me. Put him on the rack. Corporal, release him.
You dare countermand my orders?
I'm here to see that the Emperor's wishes are obeyed.
You overstep your authority, Captain.
I'll let His Majesty decide that when he reads the dispatch I've sent him.
That may not be for some time, Captain. We intercepted your sergeant.
Your Imperial Highness, I feel obliged to report your minister, Monsieur LaRoche, has acted contrary to your instructions and has violated...
Captain, this amounts to sedition.
There's not one word in that dispatch against the government.
As minister, I am the government. Captain, you are hereby stripped of your rank.
Major, I take my orders directly from the Emperor.
Captain, you're my prisoner. Disarm him. At least you have the good sense to know when to give up.
I'm not anxious to give you gentlemen an excuse to murder me.
Murder is a harsh word, Captain. Especially when used by a man who's dishonored his government. Put him in solitary confinement.
Corporal, there are some wounded lancers in the passageway below.
Arrest and imprison the captain's men. Not one of the dragoons is to be trusted.
I'm going to try to get to the Emperor. You haven't a chance, milady. The lancers are guarding every nook and corner.
And to confirm my suspicions, I discovered only this morning that the entire chateau is honeycombed by a system of secret passageways. Look.
But, milady, you can't appear before the Emperor in those clothes.
I don't intend to. I'll borrow a dress in Paris from Cousin Yvonne.
Unfortunately, your ladyship, the Emperor will not have the pleasure of seeing you in it. Stop another secret door. Find it! Hold on, where you going with that horse? Don't let her escape. Get your horses. Stop her.
Your Imperial Highness, Lady Christiane Morel. Why haven't you attended the court festivities?
I have not been invited, Your Majesty.
Chamberlain, see that our name is placed on the permanent invitation list.
Thank you, Your Highness. I apologize for breaking in this way, but I have come on a most urgent matter. It is my duty to tell you that Monsieur Laroche, your minister, is an enemy of France.
Oh, dear, why must beautiful ladies meddle in politics?
But, Your Majesty, Laroche has killed men without justification. He has put the Marquis under arrest, and has even imprisoned your captain of dragoons.
I fear this interview is going to be the reverse of agreeable. Bocard, let me have that dispatch again. Only this evening I received this communication from Monsieur Laroche by special courier, in which he informed me in detail of everything you mentioned, and also his reason for taking the action he did. So, if your ladyship will excuse me, I will continue my billiards.
You've overstayed your time, your ladyship.
There's one thing I'm sure you don't know, Your Highness. My father willed me the treasure of Monte Cristo, and I'm ready to turn it over to France.
The treasure of Monte Cristo? If it exists, that is a sum to be reckoned with.
It does exist.
Your Grace could establish medical foundations.
Your Majesty could alleviate the tax burden on the people.
All that and more. But Laroche is determined to get the treasure for himself.
This is extremely serious. If he once gained control of such a vast sum, my position might be insecure indeed. Are you prepared to substantiate your claims?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Then I shall make a personal investigation.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Unexpected visit, Your Serene Highness. Your Grace must be fatigued from the long journey. Will you take tea?
I have neither taste nor time for it. I came here to settle some urgent matters with you, Charles.
Of course, Your Imperial Majesty. But first, let me present you with a real prize I chanced upon. Lieutenant, as I reported to you, the Marquis is a dangerous anarchist. He's been concealing this sword, which holds the key to the fabulous treasure of Monte Cristo. No doubt the Lady Christiane has told you of the treasure already. But has she told you that this fortune was to be used to finance a rebellious movement against Your Majesty?
Well, my dear, what have you to say to that?
But, Your Majesty, that was before...
And that the Lady Christiane herself was one of the leaders of the rebellious movement?
Is this true?
Yes, it is, Your Majesty. But...
I do not wish to hear any more. Forgive me, Charles, for believing even for one moment that you had strayed from the path of honor.
My only desire, my dear brother, is to be worthy of your trust.
But what of Captain Renault? I understand you have him under arrest also.
Under the influence of Lady Christiane's charms, the captain fell in with the insurrectionists.
I've often warned the captain he was incurably romantic. I trust you have a suitable place for me.
Conduct His Majesty to my suite.
Just a moment, Your Ladyship.
Keep her under constant guard. Post men in the secret passageways and at all entrances and exits. That should put an end to the escapades of the masked cavalier.
This isn't even fit for you.
at the chateau.
This means we'll soon be freed.
No, for LaRoche will never permit us to see him. He's evidently succeeded in tricking the Emperor. He can't have given him the real sword of Monte Cristo, for it's never been out of this dungeon.
LaRoche must have had a duplicate made. If I could only get to see the Emperor.
You can, God willing. Tell me, is there an iron ring and a chain on the wall of your cell? Yes. Count 2 stones down from it, and you'll find that boulder loose. Remove it, and you'll see the opening of a tunnel.
You may as well learn how to do this, your ladyship. At least it'll keep your mind off your troubles.
You're praying for help, lady. Save your time. There's no such thing as a miracle.
How did you escape? How's the Marquis?
He'll be all right. Where's the Emperor?
Downstairs in the Hall of the Guards.
We're not to leave your quarters.
The ceremony will be the greatest spectacle in royal history. When I actually bestow the title on you, I shall use the Sword of Monte Cristo.
That sword is only a fake, prepared by LaRoche to deceive you, Your Majesty.
Do not listen to him, sire.
LaRoche has kept the true sword in the dungeons and has been trying to force the Marquis to decipher the symbols. Obviously, he intends to get the treasure for himself.
Well, Charles, this is preposterous. I will not stand here and be accused by proven traitors.
It's easy to determine the truth, Your Majesty. Let us go down to the dungeons and see if the real sword is there.
Ah, splendid idea. Aren't you coming along, Charles?
He can't. Because he knows what we'll find. Do you need further proof of his guilt, Your Highness?
Have you nothing to say in your defense, Charles? If you are innocent, I charge you to answer at once. Then you leave me no choice. Major, place Monsieur LaRoche under arrest.
You are about to learn a sad lesson, my dear misguided brother. The army is loyal to me, not to you.
The dragoons are faithful to the Emperor, to a man.
A few isolated troops of no consequence.
Your treachery is monstrous.
I must ask you to surrender your sword.
trust your lordship will accept my apologies. I fear I've been overzealous in carrying out what I consider to be my duty. I've informed His Majesty of your offer to turn the treasure over to France, and he has decided to accept on your terms.
Thank you, Your Majesty. In the name of my niece, I'm honored to perform this service for France and for you. Pull the hilt. Turn it. Through the opening, do you see a symbol?
Oh, yes, an acorn.
That's the key. The message is in circle cipher. 3 words. Each word a quarter of an inch from the acorn centers.
Acorn centers. Yes, there's one.
Quarter of an inch would bring us to B-E-A-U-V-A-I-A. No, S. Ove. Yes, here is another acorn. M-O-N-A-S-T-E-R-Y. Monastery.
The monastery. That's the abandoned old ruins on the road to San Michel.
Wait. 3 words, he said. Here's the other. T-O-W-E-R. Beauvais Monastery Tower. Take the Emperor back to his quarters.
But, Your Majesty, if I am delivered from this alive, I promise one thing. Restoration of the Republic.
So you finally exposed your corruption and turned on the Emperor.
And you, my lord, have earned yourself a permanent place in your dungeons.
Thanks, sweetheart. Go release your mistress. Get your sabers and equipment and assemble in the courtyard.
I left some men to guard the chateau, Captain.
Very good, Sergeant. Mount up!
must be here somewhere. Maybe this is something.
Look, there's a slot in this rosette.
Here, let me try this. Treasure of Monte Cristo.
Major. Dragoons. Warn the men.
There's money and power for you, Excellency. Look at it all around you. Treasure of Monte Cristo. Finished in gold coins, priceless diamonds and rubies. Enough to buy an empire. Why don't you take it?
By your majesty, as a pledge that the treasure be delivered to you, I'm honored to present you the true sword of Monte Cristo.
In the name of France, I accept. And with this sword, I hereby proclaim the restoration of all civil liberties.
A toast to His Imperial Majesty, Louis Napoleon Bonaparte.
Long live the Emperor! To the people of France.